the other. And it does look like, as Andy pointed out, an injury for Philip Neville, who hasn't had many games recently, and that sticky, tacky pitch, and damaged a calf or something like that.
I let my way with that one. Threw it straight out, but he get it again. Didn't come into play. Cold fingers. It is a cold night here in the Midlands.
Gary Neville played in the Euro 96 quarter-final against Spain. Actually, got a booking in that game. He missed the semi-final. Paco. From Javi Moreno, but presenting the ball to Lampard. And Ekiog's given it to Spain in a position that might have troubled England and threatened the 3-goal cushion.
It's just overconfidence, Martin. A little casual. 3-0 up, trying to play it in an area where he shouldn't have been.
Raul's ball, and Ekiog's conceded a penalty on Javi Moreno.
Remember when Javi Moreno came across Ekiog earlier in the half map, free kick, we thought accidental clash of legs, but the defender went down, got the free kick. This is the opposite. As he turns away there, he's just running, you can see that, and Moreno knows that, and as soon as there's any contact, he's gone down here. That's not a tackle made there by Hugo Ekiog, not at all.
Well, it's his international debut, Javi Moreno. Oh, and well saved, Nigel Martyn. So whether it was or whether it should have been is now academic. Martyn dived a long way, and it stays at 3-0.
Good goalkeeping. Decided to go one way and went very big that way.
And wasn't deceived by the check in the run-up. Here's Elguera. Victor. Well, the top scorer in the Spanish league, denied on his international debut by Nigel Martyn.
Up a save. So you see the goalkeeper, he goes all the way. Not the best penalty you're going to see, simply because he misses it.
And he is a penalty taker for his club.
Yeah, it's good goalkeeping.
Change for Spain. Echeverria is on. We saw Baraja also from Valencia into the centre of midfield. Raul, the other player who's departed. Echeverria and Usais, who played in the first half from Athletic Bilbao, and the experience of playing against Aston Villa here in the UEFA Cup.
Well, this is just giving people 10 minutes, as simple as that. Camacho, I think game gone and well beyond them now.
Barnby, Raha, might have seen got involved with Manchester United's midfield last week, ruffled the feathers of David Beckham and Roy Keane a couple of times. Immediately on to bring Barnby crashing down.
Well, you can see that only 22 free kicks in 82 minutes almost.
Three goals for England and a penalty save from Nigel Martyn. Leeds against Manchester United on Saturday. There's a triple header coming up from Sky Sports. Ipswich Bradford Sunday, all these games from the Premiership, of course. London against Aston Villa. That's our Monday Night Football, all on Sky Sports 1 and Sky Sports Extra with our interactive facilities.
Big weekend, busy.
Heskey. Well, after a long time without a win for England, a long time without a goal as well, this is a very welcome viewing for English fans. Andy Cole. Barmby, the flag's up. It's wide in any case.
Well, it would have been the icing, wouldn't it? See where Barmby pops up, Martin. That's why he's so difficult. Nicky Barmby. And that's why the flexibility is in here in this system. It's very close, you know, as this ball's flicked through. Just about off.
There goes Javi Moreno. Corner for Spain. Slight problem here. There is one unscheduled substitute on the pitch, distracting the players and the crowd, certainly. Spain can now take their corner. And it's Sergi.
He'll be a pretty happy man in about 6 minutes' time, the New England coach. I don't think he could have wished it to have gone much better than this. Pretty solid at the back when they were conceding ground in possession first half. And then pretty clinical up front, really, when they got a chance in front, a goal at the other end, so he'll be fairly pleased.
But what do we read into it, Andy? The side that started the game, are they going to be the ones with a selection against the Finland shortly to be thrust upon Sven-Göran Eriksson?
I'll tell you what I think we read into it. He's got a formation or a system he likes, and I think even more important that the players like and are happy with. I think that's been emphasised again this evening. I've always believed England players are better, and England team is better playing from a back four or upwards. You can vary it in midfield and up front occasionally if you want to. He's stuck with 4-4-2 tonight. The players have got stronger as it's gone on. But they're happy with it. Nicky Barmby, for instance, knows the job he's been asked to do tonight. Apart from maybe Emile Heskey, we see wide on the right, but it's a position he's played before. Emile, it's not unusual for him.
He stayed with Michael Owen and Andy Cole. Here they are.
I think I'd like one of them to get a goal. I think that would just about be the perfect evening for him if one of his front two could get one.
Romero. So much hype over the last couple of days, not to mention the last 6 weeks as far as the head coach is concerned. One wondered whether the actual 90 minutes of football tonight would be something of an anticlimax. Happily, that hasn't been the case. Campbell. Heskey. Gary Neville chugging down the outside. Heskey decides to cross, and well, Pablo has to play it because Barmby was lurking.
Nothing wrong with that ball in from Heskey again. Beautiful arcing it away from the goalkeeper. Just asking somebody to go in on the end of it.
Lampard, ball. Nye, precisely the first time, did well with the header the second time. Should emphasise again that although Spain had a lot of household names in the midfield and up front,
at the back,
not quite so well known, and England, although they took a while to maybe assess the possibilities there, have certainly cashed in on them, particularly from corners in the second half. Sergi finding himself as a central striker. Spain have taken 7 points from their 3 World Cup qualifying games so far this season, and that suggests that their priorities are in the right place. England would love to trade places with them in that respect.
Just a bit.
As far as this particular occasion is concerned, the home team very much the bosses in the end. A real contrast to the under-21 game which was played in this city last night.
Well, there's a lot to be said for playing internationals in the Midlands.
Moves on, of course, the England roadshow to Anfield.
What to be said? More in the Midlands for me.
What time will you get home tonight?
About 20 minutes.
Romero. Elguera. This is Echeverria. Oh, well, England's clean sheet was really threatened then.
Ball and Campbell between them managed to squeeze us away. I think Michael Ball does enough at the back post. This is a wonderful cross in. Horrible for the goalkeeper. Look how well Michael Ball does. And then Campbell mops it up. Excellent defending from both of them.
Corner for Spain. And it's Heskey heading it away. Extra minutes to be added on. Romero, Elguera, trying to turn past the Gary Neville, who set himself well to deal with a change of direction. Victor able to find a way through a well-grouped England defence, just involving the defenders by name. The midfield players are playing their part, and again England grouped up well as the cross came in. That's a little over-ambitious from Gary Neville. Sergi.
Yeah, I think all remains tonight was for England to get a clean sheet. And I think the head coach would be delighted. 3 goals against a team who I guess are ranked much higher than him in the FIFA rankings, Martin.
7th against 17th.
Well, there you go. There's 3 goals against them. Clean sheet. A lot of positives, not many minuses.
From where he was living till he came to England, Sven-Göran Eriksson will know the expression that Rome wasn't built in a day. But certainly a start that will be seen as very satisfying. Lampard. Ball. Here's Campbell. Baraja. Gets it back from Sergi and gets it back. The Spanish substitutes here, and here's another Echeverria. worth a try at this stage.
Need a bit more room than that to get Sol Campbell, Mark. He stands his ground, the big man.
The one obvious negative that this is just a so-called friendly game, but taking that into account, there will always be doubters questioning the attitude of the opposition, I guess.
You can only beat what's put in front of you. I think that's the only thing I would counter that with. And England have done that. I think if you're looking for minuses, I think the fact that he'd have loved, as I say, one of the front two to score. Who's going to make himself the natural successor to Alan Shearer? Huge boots to fill at this level, goal scoring wise.
Well, he won here as the Lazio coach to win the Cup Winners' Cup less than 2 years ago, 2-1. I'm sure he'd have taken that tonight, but it's better still as far as the scoreline is concerned. Varata. It's Sergi. Echeverria. Well, Nigel Martyn really committed himself to the dive as if he wasn't sure. Sven-Göran Eriksson starts with a win. And an emphatic one against Spain. A handshake from Jose Camacho of congratulations. England slow into their stride, feeling their way for the new head coach in the opening half an hour. But then Nick Barmby got England going. And then after several changes for the second half, which saw the arrival of Emil Heskey, 2 more goals following corners, with Heskey getting the first with help from Ekiog, and Ekiog helping himself to number 3, then conceding a penalty. But even more for England to smile about in that respect, that Nigel Martyn saved it. So they got their clean sheet and they've beaten Spain by 3-0.
Really couldn't have gone very much better, could it? Gareth Southgate and Alan Shearer when we come back. Reaction, of course, very shortly from Sven-Göran Eriksson. But a great night for England. 3-0 winners here. And we're underway.
Nationwide, the England team sponsor.
Watch Jumpers for Goals Post Monday at 10. Blah, blah, blah.
You like it. Not a lot, but you like it.
Watch Jumper for Goalpost, Monday at 10, Sky 1.
Isn't it marvellous?
Varsity Blues tonight at 10 on Sky Movie Max. See things differently in British Airways' new Club World. Introducing the world's first fully flat beds in business class. Now available between Heathrow and San Francisco, Washington, JFK, Chicago, Tokyo and Hong Kong.
They'll have us drinking half litres soon.
I've never had half in my life, and I'm not starting now.
Yeah.
I've got standards, mate.
He's looking for certain qualities in a woman.
This will be fun.
Attractive, single,
perfect,
and dying to meet someone. James Spader,
not gonna make it.
Marissa Tomei, Keanu Reeves. The Watcher.
Hey, baby. When I look you in the eye, I know I got my mind set on you.
your world becomes chaotic, and the more you need control. That's the whole philosophy behind the Nissan Almera. It's all about feeling protected in a cocoon. The design translates to the agility of the car. It's kind of a control freak on wheels, but in a good way.
It doesn't matter how good the machine is. Put the wrong thing in and it just won't perform as well as it might. It's the same with PCs. If you've just got a new PC, make sure you get the most out of the internet. Like this brand new version of AOL, the best yet and even easier to use.
Try it for yourself for absolutely nothing. AOL's call charge free 99-hour trial offer.
Try it now.
Call 0800 376 4444.
Brian, now you transferred to the Daily Star. What's in it for the readers?
A comprehensive sports coverage the fans can trust.
What exactly will you be covering?
Team and transfer news, big star interviews, more sports pages every day, plus a new 12-page football pullout every Saturday. It's a paper no fan can afford to miss.
The Daily Star. Bigger, better, brighter. Have you transferred yet?
I know everything.
When the rain will fall.
Where the traffic jams are.
What's happening 4,000 miles away.
I know where the gigs are.
And what's the latest score?
I'm never alone.
I remember all my friends' birthdays. I email from the beach.
I make my own world.
And take it with me at all times.
Orange puts a whole range of services in the palm of your hand. Simply register at orange.co.uk.
The future's bright. The future's orange.
Nationwide, the England team sponsor.
International football tonight. We had a great weekend last weekend, and this is what we have coming up on Sky Sports. So Eriksson's England win by 3-0. The night included a saved penalty by Nigel Martyn. Barmby, Heskey and Ekiog the goal scorers. It really could not have gone very much better at all for Sven-Göran Eriksson. Great start, 3-0 the score, with virtually two different teams as well. Let's find out about the man of the match. He's with Ugo Ekiog and Claire Tomlinson.
Nikki, a very cautious opening half an hour from England. Was it when you picked up the pace that breakthrough and the first goal came?
I think so, but you know, you've got to give them a lot of respect. They're very good football inside. The first 20 minutes, you know, the team's obviously finding its feet, but as soon as we got at them, we created a lot of chances, which was the most pleasing thing.
Put it into perspective for the audience. How seriously do you think Spain were taking this game tonight?
Well, you've only got to look at the players who were playing. You know, the saying about the Spanish league being one of the best in the world, and people like Guardiola, Mendieta, Raul, people like that you see them week in, week out. You know, they were taking it serious. But you've got to give a lot of credit to England tonight.
It was your first goal for 4.5 years. You also scored the first goal in Glenn Hoddle's reign. Are you becoming something of a lucky talisman?
I don't know about that, you know. I was lucky enough to be playing tonight. There's been a lot of injuries. It's been well documented in the midfield, but I was pleased to start the game, and obviously to score is a bonus for myself.
Ugo came on at half-time. What did the manager say to the substitutes coming on at half-time?
Just to be positive and enjoy yourself.
It's nearly 5 years since you won your last cap. Had you given up hope?
Yeah, you tend to, but it's nice to be back in the fold, and it's like a little learning curve again for me, so I've enjoyed it today.
Coming back to your old hunting ground and getting a goal, did you expect to be unmarked at this level, to be able to thump one in?
No, I mean, the movement was pretty good, delivery was great, and I met it well, so I was delighted.
You've been with Sven-Göran Eriksson for a couple of days now. Has it whet your appetite now for a full week with him for Finland?
You know, I'm just grateful to be involved. You know, I start a 4-match suspension now, so I've just got to try and keep myself fit and hopefully stay on the edge.
Nicky, it's a fantastic win, 3-0 against Spain. Has that really given you some confidence to go and pick some points up in the qualifying campaign?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think it's got the 3-0 against Spain, you know, like I said, with the players they've got. And everyone played well, the subs. It was a good performance tonight.
Nicky, you are man of the match. Ugo, could you do the honours, please?
Well, I think so.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Well, Gareth Southgate and Alan Shearer have been with us all night. Gentlemen, who starts? Where do we start? What have we learned? Gareth?
Well, that's a good question. I think that there were lots of positives. The win is a great start. I think that's good because if we had lost the game, I think the press would have been straight on the manager's back. So that gives him a nice settling in period. And you know, there were lots of positives, quite a few debuts. And I don't think anybody did themselves any harm, really. No, that would be. I mean, if you're putting building blocks into place, and the first thing, no one has done themselves damage here at all tonight, have they?
Definitely not. I think the game has gone the way that Sven would have wanted it to go, and probably a little bit more has been given to him. I think what he has learned is that he has a nucleus really of 25 or 30 players who whoever he calls upon can come in and can do a job.
And is that paramount, that he's got ultimately two players in every position that he's got? He knows his system, doesn't he? He's a 4-4-2, so I mean that's set in stone, but he needs now players to put in there, doesn't he?
Without doubt, I think at club level you need that as well, because as previous managers have found out, there's always going to be injuries at this level, and that's one of the problems that other managers have had, but he's had it this time. They've come in, they've done a very, very good job, and I think he's been clever in a way as well tonight, Sven, because he's been very kind to the managers sitting at home for the club managers. Yes. He's looked after their players as well.
Yes. Well, if he'd been able to write the script, I don't suppose, Gareth, it would have been very different to the way it turned out here tonight.
No, not at all. I think Spain, it amazes me the number of teams that come here for friendly matches, start very brightly, pass the ball well, and when they go a goal behind, all of a sudden, I wouldn't say the towel goes in, but they lose heart pretty quickly. And I don't think we saw the best tonight, but as Andy said, you've got to beat them, and we did that quite clinically.
Yeah, too many times previously we've confronted nations like this and haven't done, have we? So
I think that's absolutely spot on. I think Gareth says once the first goal went in, I don't know whether they're disinterested are the right words really, but they weren't as probably as good as they would have liked to have been, but we shouldn't take anything away from England. I thought once that goal did go in, then there was only one team going to go on and win it, and only one team that wanted to win it, and that was certainly the team in white.
First half, Michael Owen, Nicky Barmby did that once or twice and got the reward there.
Without doubt, I think it was a slow start to the game from England, but the longer the half went on, this gave everyone confidence to score. It was a very good move, good header off Andy Cole, great through ball off Michael Owen, and a very good finish off.
And he talked about pace, Gareth. He said England are better when the ball's moving about, we inject some pace into it.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think as a nation we are comfortable knocking the ball around slowly and playing a Latin tempo, I suppose. We need to have that turn of pace, and we've got players with great speed up front, so let's use them, let's keep them in the game. I thought this encouraging down the left first half. I mean, Chris Powell can be well pleased with his England debut. Showed that he's got the ability to go past players, which I think is important. And you know he'll be upset that he's had to come up with an injury.
One of two forced changes. Phil Neville picked up a slight knock as well. The others were all made at half-time. without the need.
I thought Frank Lampard done very well when he came on the second half, and certainly done his chances no harm whatsoever. He's done very well in the under-21s, and he seems to be a natural to step up to this level. I'm very unlucky not to have a goal there as well early on in the second half. I think Spain played some neat and tidy football, but once they got into their final third, there wasn't really the killer instinct there, and I always felt that England were quite comfortable at the back.
I thought we showed. This is the second goal, isn't it? I mean, I don't think either goalkeeper from Spain covered themselves in any glory at all. I mean, he's looking for a foul here after it's been given, but there's no way it is.
We mentioned it in the warm-up that the goalkeeper didn't look the biggest there.
He didn't, did he?
He didn't, and we weren't sure whether it was because we were so far away or what it was, but he didn't look so clever there.
And he struggled on the corner, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And second half, we did have physically a big team. I thought this was a cracking ball from Frank Lampard, as Hugo said in his interview. And when he's flying into that 6-yard box, he's very difficult to stop.
I think he forgot his name wasn't on the jersey.
He can't stop scoring at Villa Park since he left.
It's a great header though, isn't it? Good shape, good power.
Yeah, very good, very good.
He was left in no man's land, and it was a tremendous ball off Frank Lampard.
It just got caught slightly there, but I mean, it's never a penalty. I mean, I suppose
he's been very clever there, hasn't he? And to be honest, I think you expect that at this level, and any chance a forward's got of going down the penalty box, then he's going to do that. But I have to say, I'm delighted for Nigel. Tremendous save there. It wasn't a great penalty, but he's kept it out.
To be fair, he didn't save one in 5 years at Palace, so I'm pleased he managed to pull one out tonight.
There's always a statistic like that hanging about to haunt a player, isn't there?
I think Sven can be absolutely delighted with what's gone on tonight. I think when he was sat in his hotel room last night and hoping of things that would go on, then he's had everything tonight and probably a little bit more.
David Beckham named as captain here tonight, got 45 minutes in. Here he is with Jeff Shreves.
David, you said your proudest England moment so far was captain against Italy. How did tonight compare?
It's great, you know, to still have the armband and walk out there in front of so many fans and people watching and be captain. It's great for me.
When did the new manager tell you, and what did he say to you?
He told me last night, and he just said, there's no reason why I should change it, so you're captain, and go out and enjoy it.
What did that mean to you?
It meant a lot, obviously, because obviously leading up to the game there was a lot of speculation whether I would be captain or not, so I just wanted to concentrate on training and the game, which I did in the end, but it's still nice to get it.
You said yourself before this game you're perhaps not a leader. Did you change a little bit tonight? Did you perhaps rally around the troops a bit more?
Yeah, I talked a little bit more on the pitch than I usually do, but no, the lads showed out there that we can play good football and score good goals.
Just half a game tonight for you, was that always the plan?
Yeah, I think Mr. Eriksson, the boss, had organised that already, just because obviously he wanted to see everyone and get everyone a game, so we knew that a lot of us was playing half a game already.
How does he compare to previous England managers that you've played under?
Just the same, really. It's hard to sort of notice anyone's differences. We've only been with him for 2-3 days, so it's difficult at the moment. But his record speaks for itself.
You played out wide today. Have you said you've got a preference to play in the middle? Will you have a say in that? What have you said about it?
To be honest, we haven't had a lengthy conversation. Apart from obviously when he said that I was still captain. We'll just have to see. I was out on the wide tonight. And it worked well at times, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Overall, what would you say England got out of tonight?
I think just that first 20 minutes, I think that we sat off them a little bit too much, and they was playing the ball around. But I think once we pushed onto them, we got the goal. I think we settled down and we played some good football. And second half, once all the changes were made, we played some great football again.
Thanks, David. Well done.
No problem.
Yeah, 3-0 the score here. We'll take another break. When we come back, hopefully hearing from England's new governor, Sven Göran Eriksson. 3-0. Good start for him. That's next.
Nationwide, the England team sponsor.
so much new talent. Super League is stronger than ever. The new season, Friday from 7:40, exclusively live on Sky Sports 1. Only the strongest will survive.
The lower your center of gravity, the easier it is to corner with control. The Ford car. Stay glued to the road from £6,995, including 1 year's free insurance on selected models and a 3-year warranty. Ford demands a closer look.
Last year, B&Q helped community projects all over Britain, like the Canterbury Open Centre for the homeless. A team of volunteers as well as B&Q staff gave their free time, and B&Q supplied all the materials. They were able to transform a piece of wasteland into a communal garden, with a rockery, a patio, even a vegetable patch. This year we're supporting 20 more projects with a £5,000 You Can Do It award of B&Q materials. So if we can help a community project in your area, call 0845 300 1001 for an application form.
You can do it when you B&Q it!
Get ready to experience the scariest movie you'll see this year.
Don't hurt me.
The Watcher.
Trouble, Peter?
No, just a bit lost.
Anyway, you're with Direct Line Rescue, aren't you?
Yeah.
Any good?
Dunno, I haven't called them out yet.
Must be galling paying for something you haven't used.
No, not really. They give a no call-out discount. But I know they'll be there when I need them, wherever I am. Even here.
Direct Line Rescue. Now that's what you call a breakdown service.
Hello, Sydney. Welcome to the final act.
Scream 3 on DVD and video.
The internet is a new world full of opportunities. But within this world, you could feel out of place. With MSN, however, you'll feel more at home. You can access a range of services like email, shopping, and search from just one personal site. MSN, make it your home.
Nationwide, the England team sponsor.
Barnby, Heskey and Ekiog, the scorers for England tonight. 3-0 here against Spain. I'm just thinking about what you said, Alan, that maybe once Spain had conceded one, they didn't take it too seriously after that. But it's actually quite easy on a night like this to mask your intent, isn't it, with a number of changes. Did Spain to some degree do that?
In a way, yes, but as I said, I think it was the all-important goal, the first goal. We might have seen a different attitude from the Spaniards if they had got it. But they didn't, and England got it, and then there was only one team was going to win it from then onwards.
Sorry to interrupt, Alan. I think Sven-Göran Eriksson is ready to talk to us. Let's go downstairs and hear what he's got to say with Claire Tomlinson.
Well, Sven, plenty of hype before the game. Now it's time for the Spanish Inquisition. What pleased you the most about tonight, the result or the performance?
Well, both of them, I think. To win 3-0 against Spain is a very, very good result. And I think we deserved it also. They created some occasions at the end of the game, but I think we deserved to win. And the performance, of course, if you take away the first 15-20 minutes, I think we played very good football all the rest of the game. And of course I'm very, very pleased, and I should like to say thank you to all the players, even those not playing tonight, and thank you to Steve, to Peter, to Tord, to Dave, and the rest of the staff. It has been marvelous. Also to the supporters. It's my first time, and it was marvelous to see.
That first 15-20 minutes, very cautious. Were there a few nerves out there, do you think?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. But Spain, they have a very good team. So, I mean, it's not easy to control the game and create a lot of occasions all 90 minutes. I'm very happy and pleased what the players did. Good performance, very good.
Do you think perhaps that England played better at a higher tempo, Sven?
Well, as I said, I think we created very good occasions first half and even second half, and just at the end of the game they got that penalty. They created, if I remember right now, another occasion, but no, they did a great job out there.
So what are the main things that you have learned from the last few days?
Well, you know, it's difficult in the beginning, and because to see the faces, to learn the names, a lot of new things, but it went well, and I'm a little bit warmer for the next time, and but I'm very pleased tonight. It was a good start.
One or two surprises in the starting lineup. What relevance can we take from that looking ahead to Finland?
Well, as I always said, all English players, they can come into this team if they are good enough, of course, and to this squad. Tonight, the only thing I'm really sorry about is that we couldn't play all of them. I had that in my head, but the Spains didn't allow us to use more than 7. Another way, I would have liked to change 11 players, but we couldn't do that, unfortunately. All the rest, I'm very pleased.
6 substitutions at half-time. Did you know which players were going to come on at half-time?
Yeah, the only one who not was supposed to come in was Michael Ball. He shouldn't come in so early, at least. But Chris Bowley has had some problem with his calf, so we had to change 6. The others were all players playing in Europe next week, except the goalkeeper.
Has this whetted your appetite for the Finland game, having more time to spend with the players? I mean, is it frustrating that you've come this far and now you lose the players for another couple of weeks?
Yeah, you begin to know them at least a little, and then you lose them for 3 weeks, I guess it is. Of course it is, but I know this is a job to be a manager of the national team, and that's it. Now I'm going to sit on the stands to see them around England. And but it was very positive today, and it's a very good group, good human beings, good football players, and a good win.
Will you have any contact with the players before the next meet-up?
Yeah, maybe. At least those 30 we picked, I know them a little bit now. But, I mean, it's not said that it will be the same 30. The doors are open always. But congratulations to the squad today. It was marvellous.
So how will you sum up your first couple of days in charge with the players as England head coach?
Well, a quite new experience. Started very well. Let's hope that we can go on like this. And the reception of supporters, everybody here at Villa Park also, wonderful.
Thanks, Sven. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think we're all very, very pleased for him too. He comes across as a very nice guy, doesn't he? Very articulate, speaks many different languages. To stand there and take that in English, I think it's terrific, don't you?
Oh, magnificent. He spoke very well, and I think he'll see it as a great bonus, and it is for the team, because they'll have had a glimpse of how he wants to work, and he's had a little taster of what the boys are all about. And to be honest, we thought at this stage he would still be at Lazio, so looking ahead to next month, which is far more important, he's had the chance to at least lay some foundations.
Well, he's been watching us a lot, so tonight we were watching him a little bit, and this a brief summary, I suppose, of Sven-Göran Eriksson's night.
I think you have to try and put yourself in his position, and he's come over here and he's picked players who he probably hadn't even heard of until he'd actually come into England. So to see as many games as he has done and get a result like this tonight, he deserves a lot of credit.
And many others who played, especially Chris Powell, who, as Martin was saying a little earlier, 6 weeks ago wasn't in Charlton's side. Here he was tonight representing England, and he's talking with Jeff Shreves.
Chris, your England debut.
It's really something I won't ever forget. You know, it was was exhilarating being out there. I was really proud to be out there, and it went quite well for me personally. Fortunately, I had to come off at half time, but you know, it was great representing your country. You can't get any bigger than that.
Although you're very experienced, was there a touch of nerves at all?
Not really, actually. Quite surprised because you know, it is a bigger scale than normal club football. But before the game, you know, I just wanted to make sure I'd done well. But when the whistle went, it was just like another game of football, really. But I know, you know, on a bigger scale, it was only a friendly, obviously. But there's a lot of pressure, and it's great. It went well for Mr. Eriksson his first game, so we're all pleased.
How disappointing was it for you at half-time when you had to hold up your hand and say, "Boss, I'm injured"?
I didn't want to do it really, but you know, it's better to make sure that you know, I'm fit for my club, and you know, I do myself justice when I'm out there. And if you're carrying a slight injury, it's better to just protect it. And you know, I had to do it. I didn't want to, but you know, it's better for me in the long run.
You've only been with the new manager a short time. What's he like?
He's good. He's intelligent. He hasn't said much, to be fair. He's left that to the coaches. But you know, he's only had 2 days, a short while. But what we've done in the 2 days went very well, and obviously it culminated in us winning tonight as well. So very good.
Has this given you a taste for it? Would you like to be in the next squad?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it'd be crazy for me to say no. You know, I'd love it to just carry on, but I'll have to wait and see. I have to make sure my club form's good, and hopefully I could possibly get in the next squad.
Well done tonight and enjoy the moment.
Thanks a lot.
Smiles all round, isn't it? Are you happy, Alan, with what you've seen?
Definitely, and delighted for Chris, because it just goes to show that if someone is actually doing the business, whoever you are, wherever you're playing, then you have a chance of getting into the England squad.
Not to include him, he'll be with us next time, but has that whetted your appetite to get back involved?
Oh, I mean, I don't know how he can sit here and not feel a bit of an urge to get back out there, because...
he does really, but he's just very cool.
It's very frustrating sitting and watching, missing the buzz of being involved, but great. I'm delighted for everybody tonight, because it's really positive, and that's what we needed. We've had a lot of downs the last few months with England, and great to get it back on the road.
He isn't getting back in, by the way, after that
performance. Don't think that hasn't already been mentioned, by the
way. Listen, thanks very much for joining us. I know it was a late call, and much appreciated on our half.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you as ever, of course, Alan. Let's have a look at some football coming up from Sky Sports. Trevor Francis and Birmingham, of course, valiant losers in the Worthington Cup final last weekend. And Trev couldn't be with us tonight, I'm sorry to say, because of illness, but get well soon, mate. Birmingham play Watford this coming Friday at 7 o'clock. It's live here on Sky Sports 2 and on Sky Sports Extra. Saturday morning at 11 o'clock, it's Leeds against Manchester United. 11 o'clock start Saturday on 1, and it's interactive. And on Sunday, it's Fulham against Bolton. 12 o'clock start on Sky Sports 2. Ipswich play Bradford on a Super Sunday at 3 o'clock. That's live, of course, on 1. And from Scotland, it's Hibs against Motherwell. That's at 6 o'clock on Sunday at 3 o'clock. And don't forget, this weekend we do also, of course, have Monday night football, and that will involve Villa, who go up to the Stadium of Light. But here tonight, we wondered, didn't we? After a lot of waiting, a lot of watching, Sven-Göran Eriksson finally got his hands on an England side, and he didn't disappoint here, nor did they. Eriksson, England are on the march, 3-0 winners over Spain here tonight, and it's left us all smiling. I hope you are too. See you next time.
I keep telling myself that it don't have to be this way. Yeah, I'm talking about life and everything that we do today. I'm not falling for the same old lies that we did before. I'm just telling you now so you know why I'm out that door. Here comes the future. I hope that you can. I hope that you can work it out. Here comes the future. I hope that you can work it out. The future. I hope that you can. that you can work it out. Here comes the future. I hope that you can work it out. Work it out, yeah. You can work it out.
This England international was supported by Nationwide, the England team sponsor.
The Far East, home to ancient disciplines. Admired by many, mastered by few. MovieMax celebrates the martial arts and their biggest stars.
A legend, all over Hong Kong.
A weekend of films
I'm Bruce Lee. Watch out!
that release the crouching tiger and reveal the hidden dragon.
Kung Fu!
Made in Hong Kong starts Friday from 8 on Sky MovieMax.
Wouldn't it be great if real phone calls were this cheap? Just plug a saver socket from British Gas into your BT line and you could save a third off local calls and 50% off national calls. For free connection, call British Gas on 0800 759 759.
No Smint, no kiss.
To find out if you can make mobile phone savings with British Gas, call 0800 759 759.
Coming up this weekend, Birmingham against Watford and Fulham against Bolton. Live interactive football, only on Sky Digital. This is Sky Sports 2.
Come on, sweet success. It's a fantastic night. Everything goes right for England. It is simply a dream start for the new England boss. Nick Barmby gets things underway with a first half strike. Emile Heskey makes it 2 early in the second half. And Ugo Ehio gets the nod and makes it 3. And if that wasn't good enough, Nigel Martin puts the icing on the cake with a clean sheet. Well, Rodney Marsh is in the house tonight. Make sure you give him a call. I can tell you the line's already red hot, but still room for 1 or 2 more. These are the numbers: 0900 9100 200. We're talking England tonight. 1550 121 600 in the Republic. Email us, you're on at skysports.com. Get them in and fax us 020 7705 3698. We're all smiling around the studio. Rodney, smiling after that?
Yeah, it's good performance. Very positive. From the moment the first goal went in, it never looks in doubt to me. So as far as the result is concerned, I think it's terrific. And I couldn't find anything, Clarkie. I couldn't find one negative about the whole thing.
We looked at the...
But I wasn't looking too hard for negative.
We looked at the starting lineup.
Yeah.
And you did say, I don't really understand that.
Looks strange to me, yeah. And for the first 25 minutes, we did look a little bit disjointed and unbalanced. But as I said, as soon as the goal went in, seemed to calm us down a little bit and played very well, especially the second half. I thought England played well in the second half. And a lot of good performances by everybody. My question would be about Powell, who came off at half-time. What did Ericsson see in 3 weeks that the previous 4 England's managers haven't seen over the last 5 years? I mean, how old is he?
31.
He's 31 years old. I wonder what happened between 26 and 31. That Ericsson's only been here for 10 minutes. He's found out straight away. So
he had a couple of 800 grand moves from like Derby to all that sort of stuff. But, incredible. I've got to ask you, Rodney. What's this? What is this?
Well, this is my surprise, Clarkie, because a couple of weeks ago, as you can see here, there's a gong. A couple of weeks ago, we had...
Or a bell,
we got,
sort of.
Well, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Or a bong.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, we were inundated with emails and faxes and people ringing in saying that I discriminated against some callers.
Yeah.
The way that I say next caller and get them off when they're wittering away.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate against anybody.
Yeah.
So now I've got a machine where if the caller is getting boring or wittering on, I will give them a little tink of this and that'll get them off.
Can we just have a little sample bong? Or
no,
are we
you
waiting?
can't. No samples.
Right. Okay.
It's only the real thing.
Only the real thing. First up, Len Middleton. Let's hope that Rodders doesn't ring his bell for you, Len. Hello.
Hiya.
How are you tonight?
Oh, brilliant. Sound.
Good man. What's your point?
Just point about the England game tonight.
Go on.
Very good, very good. But let's not get carried away. Like I say, it was only a friendly, right? He's done well to get what he's done. To what he got, 3-0 out it.
Yeah.
They don't push over Spain. They go in, week out, playing Spain football, Spanish football, Italian football, whatever. They play well. England lads has done very, very well tonight. Very well tonight. There were some very, very good positives. Very good positives. Yeah.
But you just basically, the message is don't get carried away. Rod, is that a danger now, that people will get carried away?
I don't think so, Clarkie. I mean, people would look at it in the correct perspective. I, for one, was surprised how well England played. And of course, at half-time, Spain took off a couple of players, and we talked about it, didn't we? They seemed to lose their shape completely. And the one thing, I tell you what, if all those people watching tonight, we'll see if you agree with this, didn't Spain look dodgy on corner kicks and balls into the box?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you notice how dodgy they were?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it was like, they've got no height though, had they, really? You know what I mean? So like we've got like big legs like Esky, second half, Sol Campbell, Ferdinand.
Ekiog's
we all got big lads like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I was surprised as well because you've always got the goalkeeper to come out and catch the ball as well, haven't you?
Yeah, Continental, they don't catch a ball, they will at Continental, they punch it.
That's right.
And they'll go through players to get it and they'll probably get the foul, you know what I mean?
Well, you know what happened tonight? He came for the first one and Sol Campbell actually out-jumped his hands, which is rare for a keeper. The ball fell for Heskey and he scored. The next one, the keeper didn't come. He stayed on his line, Ekiog scores a goal, and right after that, another corner, the keeper wouldn't come again, and I think it was Heskey again, flicked it to the near post, and they kicked it off the line. Don't
you think that's our game, though?
What?
Don't you think that's our game?
Well, it can't be.
We've got to feed them balls from corners,
but
kicks.
It can't be as simple as that, can it?
Whatever.
It can't be as simple as that, though, Len, can it?
Well, yeah, surely. If you've got like big blokes, you've got to use them big blokes, haven't you, basically?
Yeah, I know that, but I think that Spain looked particularly poor. I don't think that tactical work against other teams, but tonight against Spain, they were all over the place like that, and well played to England.
Hey, Len,
I agree, 100%. I agree. Yes, I agree with you.
So, man, hey, Len, we've got thousands of calls, but just a little bit of stats here, for a few stats, just to back up your argument. Don't get carried away. Sir Alf Ramsey, first 3 games in charge of England, didn't win any of them. Terry Venables won 2 of his first 3. Glenn Hoddle played 3, won his first 3 games in charge. So, I mean, it can turned sour. Graham Taylor.
I think we'll do more now. Basically, not because he's a foreign bloke.
Yeah.
Because he knows what he wants, and he'll get it.
Yeah. Graham Taylor won 2 of his 3.
You can't do any better than 3 out of 3, can you?
No.
Hey, Len, thanks for your call. You didn't get bonged by the bell either, which is good news. Nick Colley, you're next up. You're on Sky Sports. Hi, Nick.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. What's your point?
Nick.
Hiya. I'd just like to ask Rodney about the freshness about the England squad, about the few new faces that come in. I thought it added a bit of freshness to the squad.
Freshness?
I think it lifted the whole country as well, having a new manager. And obviously the performance was fabulous. But the second point was about Sol Campbell. I thought it was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
So didn't do a thing wrong all night.
Yeah. I think he had one bad pass in 90 minutes, didn't he?
Oh, he was fantastic.
He was. He was my pick for captain, by the way.
And mine. Yeah, definitely mine as well.
Yeah.
Well, when Bex went off, he gave him the captain's armband.
No, Campbell's my pick for England captain before the game.
Right. Yeah. Cool. Nick, is that all you got to say? I think so. Thank you. Thank you for your call. Keep your calls, your emails, your faxes coming in. Ian Crosdale is next up. Ian, hi.
How you doing?
Hi. Very well after that performance. Lifted, mate. That's what we are.
Yeah, I just want to say, the great England performance. Nobody did anything wrong. All round. Just all round performance. And did you see Andy Cole's little trick there? Sort of like a second Joe Cole.
It was cheeky. I mean, we Rod, you had doubts about Andy Cole before. You couldn't quite see where he was going to be. Good game.
No, Andy Cole did okay. Did well. Andy Cole wouldn't be my pick as a target man for England or a front player for England, but he did well tonight. I don't know how many goals you score for England and how many times you played or how many goals you scored, but maybe we can find that out. But,
none, I think.
Oh, he's never scored?
You're not taking a mick later at me. He's my favourite player. I still want him to score, mate.
I always think it's good for forward players to score goals when playing for England, or anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
But he did do well tonight, and that's it.
Yeah. I thought Hugo Ekong was excellent as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wasn't picked for England years ago.
Hey, listen, what about that penalty, Ian? It wasn't a penalty, that was it?
No, that was play acting. Total play acting.
Yeah, it's soft, wasn't it? Soft penalty.
Very soft, wasn't it?
But brilliantly saved by Nigel Martin.
Fantastic.
Saved it well.
Yeah. Oh, Rodney.
Yeah,
you look very smooth there.
Yeah.
You look smooth as well.
Yeah, you look smooth. You look kind of neat and smart.
It makes a change, has to be said.
Yeah,
but I do appreciate
Cardi. Those shirts you've been wearing in the past.
Now listen, I've got a new image now. Every week people call up and say, have I been decorating my flat and all this, and they have a go at my shoes and everything. I've come with a nice black polo jumper.
Very nice, Rod.
Very sophisticated.
Very sophisticated.
I'm going to do the milk tray ad tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like the haircut as well.
Lovely. Hey, Ian, it's not a fashion show. Get off now. Thank you very much for your call. Little competition.
Get off.
Sorry, I nearly went for the gong there myself, I have to say. Little competition for you. There isn't a prize, but, we thought the newspaper boys at the moment will be writing a headline about England's performance. Drop us an email if you can think of what the headlines might be. Sort of fantastic.
Don't give it away.
No, well, that sort of thing. That sort of thing. If you've got a creative idea, we will read the best of them out this evening. Keep your calls, keep your emails coming in. We are talking England tonight, of course, after that convincing 3-0 win over Spain.
Sky Sports has always aimed to bring you the moments that matter.
Pick of the Premiership once again. Oh, and Ian got it! Oh, incredible rugby history has been made.
Victory at Valderrama.
What a magnificent performance.
You'll be pleased to know nothing's going to change as we continue to set new standards in televised sport. Brilliant! Sky Sports, great sporting action, great sports coverage.
The secret of long-lasting beauty is a zinc galvanized body and a 24-stage paint and body process And the beauty is, the Ford Focus range starts from £10,495, including a 3-year warranty. Ford demands a closer look.
They've probably just spent more time concentrating on my body than they ever have on their own. Maybe you should take some time to find out more about yourself.
You can have up to 2 hours of extensive checks with a Bupa health assessment. Call 0800 00 1010.
With new Pay As You Talk Smart Step from Vodafone, the more you say, the less you pay. Because the first 3 minutes you use your phone cost 25p each. Then for the rest of that day, it's just 5p a minute flat rate. Which means there are no more peaks.
Glad that's straightened out.
Low-cost calls day or night with new Pay As You Talk Smart Step from Vodafone.
At ATS Euromaster, we go out of our way to check the prices of all our national competitors to guarantee ours can't be beaten. Permanent price check from ATS Euromaster. What drives us is you.
Faster, more reliable, higher quality, more profitable. Nortel Networks is building the new high-performance internet, and it can be whatever you want it to be. So tell us, what do you want the internet to be?
Come together right now over me.
Watch Jumpers for Goalpost Monday at 10.
Blah, blah, blah.
You like it. Not a lot, but you like it.
Watch Jumpers for Goalpost, Monday at 10, Sky 1.
Isn't it marvellous? Temperatures soared in Sri Lanka. England came unstuck in the heat of the first test.
He's got it. That's gone, blown away.
Outclassed by the home side.
Cracking shot. That's a most magnificent double century.
Nasser Hussein's run of success came to an end. Now the tourists face a crucial match in Kandy. The heat's on England. The second test in association with Blue Square. Next Wednesday morning, 4:15, exclusively live, Sky Sports 2.
3-0. Come on. We're talking England. These are the numbers to call. Thanks for all your emails as well. The old newspaper headline quiz. 1 or 2 in already. Want to know a few more? Got any ideas? What will be the back pages of the tabloid newspapers tomorrow? Give us a call or drop us an email, whatever you want to do. Loads and loads and loads and loads of people just saying, well done, Sven. A lot of people doubted him, they say, but perhaps starting to change their minds. Well done, Mr. Ericsson. First time in ages. Enjoyed watching England tonight. Good luck, says Mark Slade. Gul Hussain says, good to get off to a good start under the Ericsson era. Boys put in a very professional performance. Stevie Fuller in Brighton and Hove. Just watched England v Spain game. Thought we played well for the first 20 minutes. Once we scored the goal, the whole side looked a whole lot better as well. So loads on the same theme. Got any other ideas? Drop us an email. The bell. You got away with it. First half.
The bell?
Nobody. Have you got a name for the bell yet?
Not yet, no. But if anyone wants to call in with a name,
a name for the bell or an email, yeah, definitely.
Or fax.
Yeah. So you've all done well so far. You haven't been belled by Rodders' gong or bell or whatever. Robert Dempsey is on the line. Hi, Robert.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your point?
I just want to say, before the match, there was a lot of hype about how many Manchester United players were actually in the squad.
Yeah.
And how good they are. I just want to say how chuffed I am to see 2 Liverpool players on the score sheet tonight.
Yeah.
With MLS getting it Birmingham, I think they're brilliant. So I just want to say, well done, lads, and keep it up.
Well done. Next caller.
Okay. Next caller is Paul Wilson. Hi, Paul. Are you there, Paul?
Hello.
Hi there, what's your point?
Hello. Just a point to Rodney about Mr. Ericsson tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, go on.
I think it's great that the press were just waiting and dying for him to slip up and hound him and give him all the stick in the world. But I'm so chuffed for him that he's in such a short time. He's come out. He's picked what he's picked, and so-called injury problems. His dilemma in midfield. He put that two teams out tonight virtually, and I couldn't fault them anywhere on the park. I thought they were brilliant. I thought really good for English football.
Yeah.
Excellent. And I think it's about time everybody got behind us, rather than giving us stick all the time and waiting to slag them off. And I mean, I'm red, white, and blue through. And the way I look at it is, even if you aren't playing well, you've got to get behind the team and will them on to win, no matter what. Never say die. And I just thought it was really, really good tonight, and I'm so chuffed for the guy.
I agree.
Yeah, really good. Especially when you think, I think it's mouth-watering to think that you've got the likes of Joe Cole, Stephen Gerrard, Robbie Fowler, McManaman, all those players still to come in if he wants to use them.
Absolutely.
I mean, we didn't see the sort of West Ham connection tonight because of injuries and so on, but,
Well,
Coles,
that's right. I mean, with Carrick
Carrick
injured and Cole and that towards the end. Lampard come on, I thought he played brilliant. I thought he was excellent.
Well, it was a terrific all-round performance by everybody, wasn't it? Nobody disgraced themselves. Everybody did well.
Yeah,
3-0 victory, penalty save. Everything went Sven Eriksson's way tonight and the England team, and congratulations and good luck to him. I'm sure Clarkey would have a lot more of those tonight.
Yeah, I would also say that...
But hang on, Paul. Let's not have an over-the-top knee-jerk reaction that we always tend to have in this country.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I'm not getting too carried away with it. I know it's only the first game, but, it's basically just credit where credit's due.
Absolutely.
And the clean sheet and all, that was another good point. I thought that was great.
Yeah. Dead right.
I'd also agree with you, Rodney, on the Andy Cole situation. I mean, I think he's a good goal scorer, a very good goal scorer, but I don't think he's world class. Because, I think he's been lucky. I mean, he had a great break at Newcastle, then he went to Manchester United. I think if he'd gone anywhere else, I don't think he'd have the goal tally that he's got at the moment.
Well, I'm not sure about that, because at Newcastle he scored some magnificent goals.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I do agree with you. I mean, that was outstanding. His ratio of goals at Newcastle was brilliant, but I just don't think he's totally world class. Like you said, how many goals has he scored at international level? He hasn't.
Yeah.
He hasn't proved it, but I think we've got enough options up front anyway, not to worry about that. Yeah, great to have him in the squad, but I still don't think he's the man for the job, really.
Well, let's not throw too much water on the game tonight, because it was a brilliant performance by England, and we look forward to the next game against Finland, eh?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Paul,
just hope we can keep it up.
Top man, thanks a lot for your call, Paul. Lee Coultas is on next. Hi, Lee.
All right, Dave.
Hi, what's your point tonight?
I just want to say how well I thought Rio Ferdinand did, even though he only got 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I am a Leeds fan, and Nigel Martin penalty save, excellent.
Yeah, that is. With the Nigel Martin penalty save, Rodney.
Yeah.
What's that done for him in the standings? Will Sven-Göran Eriksson look at that and say, right, he is now number one, or will he say David Seaman's still number one, or what would you think on that?
How would I have a clue what Eriksson's thinking? Because Nigel Martin made a penalty save. I wouldn't have a clue what he's thinking.
Well, in your opinion, what would it be?
That's better. In my opinion, I think that... well, first of all, I don't understand what happened to David Seaman. Because my understanding was everybody was saying that Seaman's number one. He's been playing great for Arsenal. I don't know if he was injured or a mysterious injury or something happened, but obviously he was put down the pecking order.
Do you think that was something to do with the fact they got 6 goals put past them at weekend?
So,
well, I tell you what, if you blame Seaman for that, then I think you are in trouble.
No, I don't blame Seaman.
No, not
for
you.
That.
I'm saying if that's what you make your judgment on, does that mean that if Nigel Martin next week can see 6 against Manchester United, he's out?
No, I don't.
think you have to look at the big picture, and I think you have to look over a longer period of time. And in the last, before that, I think in the last 8 games, David Seaman had 6 clean sheets. So he's had a nightmare game for the team. I don't think he was responsible for too many of those goals, do you?
About 1.
Yeah, well,
Could it be?
I found that mysterious anyway.
Could it be the reason he was left completely out is because Sven-Göran Eriksson already knows all about him, has seen plenty of him, and doesn't need to see him?
Great shout, Clarky. That's very, very possible. But your question about Nigel Martin, it was a good penalty save. Do you know what? What's going to be interesting is I wonder how many of the players that started tonight's game will start the game against Finland. That will be a big question.
Do you think Rio and Sol Campbell could be like the rock of the England defence?
Do you know what? That's a great question, Lee. Is it Lee?
Yeah, it's Lee.
That's a great question because I saw them play against Czechoslovakia 2.5 years ago at Wembley. I was actually at the game, and Rio Ferdinand on that night was absolutely brilliant. And I was with a friend, and I said on the night, I can see Campbell and Ferdinand being the two central defenders for England for many, many years to come. However, we've got Wes Brown now as well, and when you have three young players like that, and Sol Campbell is only, 26 still, 27?
Yeah, 26.
Yeah, something like that. You know, then you've got a good 4 or 5 years for Sol Campbell as well. You might want to look at changing your system to suit those three brilliant defenders.
Yeah.
Great. So not only that, you've got the Little Matter of the Leeds Man U game to look forward to at the weekend as well. See some of the boys in action.
Can't wait for it.
Well, I hope you don't get sick stuff past you.
Hopefully not.
All right, cheers for your call, Lee. John Robinson is next up. Hi, John.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
I don't want to read too much into tonight's result football-wise, but I would like to comment about Claire Tomlinson's interview with Sven-Göran Eriksson. The guy's a breath of fresh air. After the dribble of Keegan, the ramblings of Hoddle, and the arrogance of Venables, this guy's different class. What do you say about Rodney?
I think you're right, and I don't know if you spotted this as well, but over the last few weeks, Eriksson to me is very similar to when Arsene Wenger first came over. Do you remember when Arsene Wenger first came? Very, very clinical, very analytical, very, very unassuming and quiet. And it seems that the foreign managers tend to have that sort of demeanour, isn't it?
I think Hooley is the same.
Pardon?
I think Hooley is the same. He's got the same.
Yeah. Dead right.
Yeah.
You're dead right.
John, do you think that Sven-Göran Eriksson sort of says a lot, though, without really saying much at all?
I think he does. He's very clever. He's like Wenger, isn't he? Very, very clever.
He'll sort of talk his way around a question, and he'll come out the other end, and you'll think he's answered it, but he hasn't really, and he hasn't really said anything.
Well, hang on. There's nobody better than Terry Venables at that. But I would say this, when you think about Eriksson and what has happened so far, I want to see him interviewed after England haven't played well. And had maybe a bad performance and have got stuffed somewhere. Because Kevin Keegan, under those circumstances, he tended to go a little bit the other way, didn't he? He got very emotional. I wonder if Sven is going to be equally as calm and sophisticated if England gets stuffed than he is at the moment. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
The cool Swede, they never lose their rag, do they?
Yeah, right, yeah.
You never see.
Could I just make another point?
Yeah, go on.
Clarky? As a Leeds United fan for over 50 years.
Yeah.
Watching Michael Owen tonight, I think Alan Smith is different class.
Yeah.
I've never seen a totally more one-footed player than Owen is. He doesn't touch the ball with his left foot. He's always turning.
What do you think about David Beckham?
I wasn't impressed with him tonight.
Okay, but generally?
Good player.
Okay. How often do you see him kick with his left foot?
Not a lot.
Yeah. How about Puskas? How about Stan Bowles? There are a lot of great one-footed players. Providing the player can do it, I personally love to see two-footed players. Jules Best and I have had this discussion for the last 15 years. Because Jules Best could kick with his left foot and his right foot equally as well. He could take penalties with his left and score them just as well with his right. But they're unique players like that are great with 2 feet. I mean,
Robbie,
I was the same.
George Best never got a kick against Paul Reaney.
I think you'll find that's not quite true.
Anyway, thanks a lot.
Hey, brilliant.
Yeah, well done, John.
John, thanks for your call. I'm sure Alan Smith's time will come as well. I think he just had that little goal drought, wasn't getting a lot of starts, and I think, next time around we'll wait and see if he's continues in the form he's in at the moment. Joe Harrison is next. So, hi, Joe.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good, lad. What's your point?
No, I just wanted to say that I thought Sol Campbell should have been man of the match. I thought, the decision about Nicky Barmby, I thought it was, it could have been a better decision, really. What do you reckon?
Well, Sol Campbell was the man of the match. Didn't he get the man of the match?
No, it was Nick Barmby got the man of the match.
I don't know who picked the man of the match, but Sol Campbell was by far and away England's best player. I thought Sol Campbell was the best player on the pitch, and I think he'll go on to captain England. I think when push comes to shove, and maybe David Beckham is out through injury or through suspension or whatever happens with David Beckham, who is a great player, by the way, and I'd have David Beckham in my team every day of the week and twice on Sunday. But I think ultimately Sol Campbell will go on to becoming England's captain. I think tonight he was absolutely brilliant.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Yeah, no, I've got to agree with you on that. I think David Beckham's a fantastic player, but I think Sol Campbell was, was the man to lead from the back, and I think he's the man for England's future.
Well, he also went up for the corner kick that got England's second goal for Vesky. So he had a great all-round performance, and coming out with the ball as well. He made a couple of nice runs out and made some great passes.
Hey, Joe, good call. Thanks a lot for making that point. Keep your calls on Sven's team coming in right now. We're talking man of the match there. Who was your man of the match? Maybe him.
All eyes on Lee Westwood. Europe's new #1 is now the man to beat, and his rival's first chance to do it this year is at the Dubai Desert Classic. But it's not just about the #1 spot. It's about making the Ryder Cup team. And in Dubai, for the first time, it's about playing alongside Tiger, still looking for his first win of the year. Woods and Westwood in the Dubai Desert Classic in association with Scottish Life starts tomorrow morning live on Sky Sports 1.
Wouldn't it be great if real phone calls were this cheap? Just plug a saver socket from British Gas into your BT line and you could save a third off local calls and 50% off national calls. For free connection, call British Gas on 0800 759 759.
Hello, can I help? Okay. Tyres? Did you have anything specific in mind, sir?